So let's start with a question. What is the best way in Minecraft to get diamonds? Is it explosive mining, branch mining, end city raiding, economy manipulation? Well, it turns out the best way of getting diamonds is to know where the diamonds are and just go straight to them, i.e. cheat. My name's James Taylor, this is Invalid Entry, and today I'm going to find out a little bit about cheaters in Minecraft. In particular, I play on the Empirecraft server. About a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, the Empirecraft server reset, so we wiped everyone's data, wiped all the stats, wiped the world, created a brand new world. And I'm one of the moderators there, and I use the fingers there. My job really is more around some of the technical aspects of it, looking at some of the underlying data, keeping the server healthy, just keeping an eye on disk space, things like that. But I do sometimes lend a hand on some of the more social aspects, such as cheating. I've also been playing a lot with the data, and the reason I actually made this channel was because I actually made a video on my gaming channel, which wasn't very successful, about the economy and what I was using. I was using data from the game to show where diamonds were, which chest they'd been in, who was picking diamonds up, who was buying and selling what in the shopping district. Really quite cool, really quite interesting. But what's interesting was that in that process I realised I could actually develop tools to help me find cheaters even when I wasn't online. So the traditional way of finding cheaters in Minecraft is to be online, have a look what they're doing, watch them, and then ban them, right? But I found I had a lot of fun with this, so I thought I'd give it a go here. I've developed a tool which has run every single day. It ran on the old server and it runs on this server as well. And it tells me when people are cheating on the server. Even if I haven't logged on that day or that week, I know when you're cheating on the server. And there's different ways of cheating, and there's different bits it looks at. In the moment, I'm just going to look at people using X-ray to get diamonds. Okay. And before we go too far into this video, I also want to explain that occasionally I have been known to cheat. When I cheat on servers or in games, there's very strict rules about it. I never cheat in a way which affects the player. So I cheat in single-player games. I play on anarchy servers, but not with my Dan72 account. That is reserved for this. I actually have a completely different Windows user account I log on for, and a completely different Minecraft account is for anarchy servers. So it's completely separated, and I would never cheat on this server by doing something as crass as X-raying. I have been known to bend the rules occasionally, and for example there's a very grey area like misuse of power. For example, this week or last week Stitch put bedrock over the end portal so no one could go to the end, just so that the community could have that final, everyone gets to go at the same time together. That said, however, there's a big difference between that grey area of abuse of power and hard cheating of using X-rays. So we're looking at hard cheaters, and we're going to show how we detect them. Game cheating actually is really, really bad for everyone. People go, oh, I'm cheating, getting diamonds, doesn't affect everyone else. It does. First of all, there's only a certain number of diamonds in the server, especially when there's a world border. That's a very hard limit. I've got a moth joining me here in the shed. So if you're doing things like locking chunks over and that affects people, it affects server performance, it breaks the economy because you then go and spend your diamonds. It makes things more expensive for the players, because if you're buying stuff because you haven't really put the effort into getting it, you can afford to buy more, so it makes resources more constrained for the players. It's a bit like saying you can play on this server in survival, but I'm going to play in creative, and then try and compare. That's effectively what it's like. It's an extreme form of that argument, but that's what it's like. So we set rules. We say don't cheat, don't X-ray. That's all we're saying. We say don't dupe, and we say don't hold chunks over, and don't be abusive on the server. And some people don't seem to be able to abide by that rule. And I'd say if you want to X-ray, go play on an anarchy server. I think it's that simple, to be honest with you. So all that said, I want to be super clear. This is going to get a little bit geeky, not too geeky, but I'm going to demonstrate the statistics tools I use to find cheaters. I'm going to demonstrate how I've coded my most recent mod to prove without, beyond reasonable doubt that these people are cheating. I'm going to show 1 or 2, maybe 3 examples of people I think are cheating. Well, first of all, let's talk about how Minecraft works and how cheating works in Minecraft, because every game is a little different. Minecraft is very special in that it relies on the client very heavily. They basically trust the client. So the Minecraft game was single player originally, they sort of patched multiplayer onto it, and the way it works is the client downloads the entire chunk from the server. So in the client's memory is all the information about the chunk. Now with that in mind, you basically can mod the client and look in the client's memory, mod the client and say, hey, just show me the blocks that I can't actually see. So client modding is a great thing. It's why a lot of people like playing Minecraft. Everything's a little bit different. But it also means that you can very easily turn on X-ray, say, find me chest, show me entities, show me whatever that I shouldn't be able to see. Now there is a way of avoiding that, saying, well, actually I'm only going to show you blocks you should be able to see, and then when you mine a block it will then tell you what the block behind actually is. But that actually increases resource on the server, and we actually want to run the cheapest server we can for the number of people playing. And at the moment there's a lot of people playing, but servers cost money, and they cost a surprising amount of money. So this isn't an advert, but I'm very, very appreciative of the amount of time and effort and money that Red Hat Jedi's put into the Empirecraft server. So if any of the Empirecraft players are watching this and they enjoy playing, I would strongly encourage them to donate something that they're comfortable with, something that they're not going to, pocket money sort of type money to it. And I have donated. I think I remember the day just before I almost crashed the servers, and I'm going to put some money in here to say sorry for crashing the server at this point. You can see that video on the YouTube channel, the WishWitch channel, where we've made a very big bombing run on the server. So basically we want to run a cheap server, and I'm going to talk about detector cheaters. So first of all, let's talk about the way Minecraft builds the world. Minecraft generates random, pseudo-random blocks. Not every single block is random, but they're done in veins. So it places veins of, coal, of diamonds, but of other things as well, like granite. Those are all in veins. So there's a probability if I take a slice or a section of a chunk, I will have a probability of getting a certain number of blocks out. If I take a longer section, my probability becomes more and more accurate, so to actual results. So if I take 1,000 blocks at a certain height, because the probability changes with height, and Minecraft players know this, that's why they mine at level whatever for diamonds. If you take a chunk at that height, then you will have the probability, and the probabilities work themselves out. Now, it sounds daft. You say, well, probability is probability, it can always be wrong. The thing is, the number of blocks we're talking about, the probability isn't wrong. It works out correctly every time. So the first tool I developed was just a simple statistic tool to show me the probability of how many diamonds you mined versus another block, a particular block type, and what are the ratio between those two blocks. And if it is outside the norm, you're probably cheating. I use the word probably because there are exceptions to that rule. So the traditional way of detecting someone cheating is you suspect someone cheating, you log onto the server at the same time as them, you nip over to them in spectator mode and you watch them mine erratically, not in the traditional way of mining. So what most people do is and there's lots of arguments about what the right way of mining is, whether it's branch mining or whether it's every other chunk or every third chunk or one long straight line. Actually, the probabilities don't really make much difference when you actually analyse them. What is true is that the probability of mining my test block against the diamonds pretty much comes out as a fixed static ratio, and that ratio is about up to 0.7 depending on your luck. So here we have people mining away on the 12th, and most of these people are perfectly fine, and then there's one person who comes out with 18. He mined 18 diamonds, didn't mine a single one of my test blocks. This person minus -1 because they actually put down more blocks than they mined. Congratulations there. And the one here came out 0.7 just that. So this person here looks suspicious. They've only mined 17. You can put doubt in them, and we can talk about how I then made this better to actually analyse whether they are cheating or not. Basically, most of these people are coming out 0.7, 0.8. All their volumes of diamonds are so low that they're probably not cheating, because cheaters can't help themselves. They keep on going. So 6 diamonds, they got 8 on my test block. But these are the people here, 10 to 48, 0.2. So most of the ratios are well below 0.5, but definitely below 0.7-ish. I also do the same for debris. I see how much debris. I look at how many blocks, but also we found when I first built this, my model was completely wrong and people were being detected for cheating. It turned out they were using beds. They were blast mining their way through nether. So I now check how many beds and TNT. So this boom here is actually beds and TNT, so I check that ratio as well. Basically, this is my raw stats. You see, I've redacted all the names here. The thing is, though, I look at this day and I look at it the next day, and I find yet again the ratios are all pretty much the same. People are mining, people are finding diamonds, the ratios are fine, but then somebody or another will suddenly pop up with a ratio which is very, very wrong. Ignore this line here, that's because this ratio hasn't quite settled out yet. This person here, 8.7. They mined 26 diamonds, a lot of diamonds to find. That's 5 or 6 veins, but they only mined 3 of my test block, which means they're not mining in a straight line. The probability of that happening is so low. It's so low for it to happen to the same person every single day they mine. Now there are some caveats to this, there are some reasonable explanations. One of the reasons that you can get is you can be lucky, and this person has 5.7 as well. You can be lucky, you can go caving, and you can just find diamonds on the floor and mine those, and not mine any of the blocks whatsoever. Like, that can happen. You can start in the cave, go mining for a day, come back with 5 or 6 diamonds. You don't come back with 40. If you've just been caving, that just doesn't happen. Similarly, the other thing that can happen, which can break my stats, is you have one person mining and someone else coming along and taking the diamonds out. I do that with my daughters. I'll mine and mine and mine because I'm much faster at mining than they are. And then I go, oh, I found some more, and mine the ore. So their stats may look different, but when I look at it, it's very obvious one person has mined and the other person's nicked the ore from the side channels. This alone, though, is not enough. We're going to give people the benefit of the doubt. So, having access to CoreProtect. Now, CoreProtect is a very interesting little tool. I've shown this slide before. What CoreProtect basically says is it measures every single interaction on the server. So what it's doing here is it's saying, I mined a diamond block, I put that diamond into this chest, I took a shovel from the chest, a Lego then picked the diamond up, so we can sort of model the economy. What I'm interested in here is the fact that I mined a diamond, because I can actually tell exactly what time I did it, what XY coordinate I was on, as well as every other block I've broken, or placed, or chest I've interacted with, every single one. So sometimes you break the stats as well. The other thing that breaks the stats, I've already counted this into stats, is that I mine the diamond with a silk touch, then I place the diamonds down, and then I mine them with an enchanted axe. If I do that over several days, it means that one day I'll actually have weird stats because I only converted my diamond ore into diamonds later on. But again, we're talking about people who trigger this alarm every single day, and they're triggering it on day 1 and day 2 when they don't have Fortune 3 pickaxes. I know they don't have Fortune 3 pickaxes because I have a copy of their inventory for every single day. So, I'm obviously this giant spy. This is what it's come out to. I'm wearing my data nerd t-shirt. We can now start looking at the data. So what we have, and let me just skip it out, is a query which is going to query the CoreProtect database. It's going to find for this particular user. This particular user I've got loaded up right now, I'll just move that over, is actually Lightning Card. Now, Lightning Card isn't cheating. Lightning Card isn't cheating because she streams her mining sessions. So I know I'm not cheating, so I can use my data as a test. I know Stitch isn't cheating because he, again, streamed, but also he's a mod. So if he wanted to cheat, he'd just spawn in some stuff, right? So there's 3 of us that I can use as sample data. I can't use Redhead Jedi because he doesn't play enough. I can use DS Man, but those are my 3 players I'm going to use as samples. There's also another couple of players that I trust, and I can use them as statistical samples as well. If it turns out one of them are cheating, it does break my stats slightly, but I can demonstrate they're not. So we're going to look at this. So I run this query, and it comes back with a data frame of a lot. Let's just say what it is. It's going to be a lot of queries. So it's come back with 8,635 rows. And this is where I start using things like pandas to manipulate the data faster. So I've got all that in memory. Don't worry about some of these things. Oh, I can see that she's mined 117 gold ore and 39 deep slate gold ore, because with the new patch I do have to take deep slate ore into account as well as the normal ore. The problem with Minecraft is very big in blocks. Every block's 1 meter. We're actually in a world border of 4,000 by 4,000, so those could be from -2,000 to 2,000. I'm going to draw a picture, so I need to shift all those pixels. I actually want to draw the smallest picture I can. So all these next couple of lines of code are doing a finding the minimum, the maximum, and then actually shifting everything in. So I have a new X and a new Y, or a new X and a new Z, sorry, because in Minecraft, X and Z are the horizontal and Y is the vertical. I then assigned a colour to the blocks I'm interested in. Diamond ore, deep slate, ore, iron, redstone, gold. Right? I don't really care about lapis and the other ones, but here we go. And by the way, I could start to cut to every single block and we get a really multicolour outfit to see actually what you have been mining. So what we're going to do now is then render this as a picture. That's not hers. And this is all of Lightning Card's mining. That's a bit big, or a bit small on the screen, so I'm just going to go into that and zoom in a lot. Lightning Card is not cheating. Now, at a glance, when you have weird things like this, there's probably a cave there might be someone else mining with her. So it's not that. But if you look at this, she's mining very long runs. When she finds a diamond, it's on the run. So she's not mining every single diamond, every single chunk as she goes past. She's finding a diamond, moving on, finding redstone ore. She's mined the redstone, she's mined the coal when it's adjacent. So it goes along, finds some gold, and she keeps going along, along, along. She's mining everything. When she gets to the end, she just stops. She hasn't stopped on a diamond, she's kept on going. Similarly, occasionally she might have come off for some reason. Maybe she heard noises or something, I don't know. But again, here there's a reason why people have dug off to one side. Maybe there's lapis and things on here as well. Sometimes you get weird stuff like this. This is usually due to cave. If you discover a cave complex, you nip into the cave, and there's a little bit of mining around the cave as you try and discover what's going on in the cave. Stuff like this is just unfortunate, where you can see that she's obviously mined, and it's just been reinforced. There's been 2 diamonds in a vein there. That's a really unfortunate vein. But this is someone who is not cheating. So their strategy is to long runs. Them and Stitch use this strategy of lay long runs. Let's look at some other people who aren't cheating. Let's look at me, okay? Because I'm a legitimate target to accuse. This is my mining. As you can see, I don't go for long runs, I go for lots of short runs. I go for 3 blocks apart. Personally, I think that's the most effective way, and I have reasons for that I won't go into today. But as you can see here, I've been mining, I picked up diamonds, and I've kept on going in these long straights, and then for some reason I decided to go the other way. I think my entrance to the mine was here originally, and then we Ash built a tunnel straight down, so I dropped in and started doing ones like that for a change. I like to mine for like 5 minutes or to a certain block number, turn around and come back. That's how I like to mine. So yeah, you can see here, perfectly valid mining strategy, nothing really interesting, no suspicious activity, and I'll show you what suspicious activity will look like in a second. Let's look at someone else. Let's look at Stitch is mine. Stitch is mine again. He likes to line long and thin. He's obviously mined in the north-south direction. And again, when I actually looked at him the other day, he just had 1 line going up. But he's mined a couple more going down as well. So he likes to mine all the way out. I think he must run out torch or something and then come back or get full or whatever and come back. But again, there's nothing on this which makes me suspicious. Fap is a beast at mining. So Fap, I wanted to include Fap because actually I've only included their own user stuff. I actually have another picture which shows everyone's mines. This is another strategy I see people using is branch mining. Where there's actually a shaft I think going down the middle here that someone else put in, and he's mining off this to try and find things. I think he's mining up to the edge of the chunk, maybe a little bit further for whatever reason. But he's not been very lucky there. He's found no diamonds whatsoever, or his friend has come and hoovered the diamonds up. But that's what we're seeing again. Long straight tunnels, nothing really going on. One more, Sharky, really strong player, been with us years. I think one of the original players maybe. Again, nice long lines, really unlucky, hasn't got many diamonds I'm afraid, but these lines are very strong, very organised, they're a regular distance apart. This is obviously someone who is branch mining, using the probability. They never ever trip the probability calculator. So what about the 2 people who do trip the probability calculator? What do they look like? Well, it's not Fap, Sharky, Stitch, Lightning Card or me. That narrowed it down to, all of 100 whatever. This is player number 1. Now, first glance, long straight lines, but then you have no branches coming off the side. Diamonds being found on it, okay, so they're not suspicious. This diamond here isn't suspicious either to look at, because actually there's another player who's dug tunnels over here. There's actually a long tunnel here, long tunnel here. This wasn't here 2 days ago. This actually got added in yesterday. They mined this yesterday. But these are suspicious. This is suspicious. And I will show you later why this is suspicious as well. And then this is suspicious. This one is the most suspicious. They've come along here, and for no reason they've dug this way. There was no other ore here. There's no gold. They haven't mined the redstone. They haven't mined any gold. They've just decided at this point to take a left. So their base is over here. Come along, take a left. A bit later, take a left again. No reason. That's because they knew there was diamond ore there. 100% this person is cheating. These little blue blocks here and here, cheating. And then yesterday they did it again. They started here, they dug their way along, they hung a right, and they did that. Now, maybe there's other things. Maybe there's other things that were going on. That's player number 1. Next player I'm going to show you here. First glance, doesn't look too suspicious. Nice long runs, nice long runs. It doesn't look too suspicious at all, actually. There are some weird ones, some weird outliers, which again could be attributed to caving. This all could be attributed to caving. as you go along, there are some diamonds over here, there are some diamonds at the end. You might tweet the one at the end to go, I got this far, then decide to stop. Okay, but we'll come back to them. Back in January or February, I was doing a lot of work on this channel about fractals. And one of the things I developed was a 3D isometric viewer, because I thought the idea of 3D fractals would be really, really funny. It turned out they were really horrible and really rubbish. However, I have an isometric viewer, so it's a bit slow and it takes a while to render them. Again, it runs in Jupyter, which I closed my Jupyter tab, good me. So I'm going to show you those two pictures again in isometric. And this is where the evidence really sits, okay? So this here looks like their mine entrance. Actually, this looks like a tunnel coming downwards. But what they've done is here, they've mined straight down to the diamonds. Those are the diamonds which I showed you were on the tunnel. So they've dug along and then they dug straight down. And again here, they've dug back and straight down to the diamonds. On these two, again, you can see they've dug down. But the most telling of all these pictures is, is this one. So this one, they've actually dug along, then up to the diamond. Before they could even see the diamond, they've dug up to the diamond. So these are the ones that appeared yesterday, these two here. And if we go over here, you've also got evidence here of them digging straight down to diamonds, which they didn't necessarily know were there. I think this one here is where it's one. Now, I did say earlier that there is actually a tunnel here, sort of going in this direction. So I think they've walked on this tunnel, known there's diamonds beneath them, and just dug straight down to diamonds. So whatever mod this person is using, they are definitely using some kind of X-ray or wall hack to find diamonds to go straight to them. This player is 100% cheating. This was done days ago, and I can actually roll this back. I can show this for any period of time from the time the server started until now. We have all the data. 500,000 blocks of just blocks were mined under level 15 up till yesterday, up till Monday morning, whenever I ran the stats on Sunday night. And we can just analyse it with computers. We can just go in and look at it and go, right, we'll just play it back. So even if you came along and now mined all this out to destroy the evidence, I can go back and look at it. I have that data. So this person's cheating. There's no doubt. This person has tripped my alarm every single day. And I now have the tools to go in. So, yep, this is what you mined out. I can show it alongside other players. I can show their data, whatever. So this is the second player I want to show, which I said was less suspicious. It's taken me a while because they always do it on the line. The problem with this player is you have things like this going on. So here, what they've done is they're in a cave or something. They've mined the top half. Oh, let me actually draw. They've mined the top half and then they've mined down to actually pick up the diamonds. And again, here you've got something where they've walked on top and they mined straight down. Here, hidden again. They were mining along for no reason. They mined straight down to get the diamonds. Over here, again, they got to the end. That one I said was suspicious. They actually got to the end, and they mined straight down to diamonds. You can just see the diamond. The little blue is just there at the bottom. There's a little red res where they mined some redstone at the same time. And then you have things like this again, mining straight down to get to diamonds. This isn't gravel. This isn't block stone. This is actively mining. Again, here they were obviously on the surface and they've mined down, or they've got a cave and they've mined down to get to diamonds. Here, they started at the top and they mined downwards to get to diamonds. They knew the diamonds were there and they mined down to get to them. So only when you have ones like that, that's the most unsuspicious diamond find of the entire lot. So whatever this person's doing, their stats are horrendous. I think this stuff over here is caving. I think this may just be lucky. You know, so it is. So these two players are definitely cheating. There is, to my mind, absolutely no doubt. I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt, but these two people, I think, are 100% cheating. And I can pull these up for any day. I can show how these mines progressed. I can do all the rest of that. So that's where we are. We're now at a point where I have alerts that the other moderators are aware of. They have access to my tools as well. And they have access to my image generator because it's a bit slow. I will incorporate that into the tool. I would say to the people cheating, stop it. I would actually say I know exactly who you are, and if you want to keep on playing on this server, chuck all your stuff in the lava and send me a message telling me you did it, and I'll know. because we've got the logs, because we know when entities are being destroyed, we can tell that stuff. So my recommendation is, if you want to keep on playing on this server, bin your stuff, start again, and we'll keep watching. Now, I'm hopefully going to go back to looking at the economy and looking at how diamonds are going through the server and who has all the diamonds. That's what I want to know. I have my suspicions. Stitch. But that's what I'm going to be doing. But it means I'm going to have these files open. I'm going to have these stats open. I'm going to be looking at other things on the server. I'm going to be looking at where load on the server is being generated, and I want to do more about how we're detecting who's got bad farms and helping those players build better farms so everyone has a fun time on the server. But yeah, if you are cheating on this server, just stop. There's only 170 of us, I think, on the server. There are 4 people who are suspicious. There were 2 who I would ban today. So I have tools now which will do this for me, who will find people. I just have to say yes or no, and we'll discuss it, and we will discuss it in the admins, and then we'll drop the ban hammer. So that's it. I realize this is quite a long video to get to that point. I'm not going to name names today. I've purposely left the names out of my video. It's not me. It's not Stitch. Not Lightning Card. Not Redhead. Fap's suspicious. Fap's always suspicious. But that's where we're at. That's it. That's it. I'm hoping to get back to more regular. See, we're up to 79 subscribers now, which is really good. I am going to have to rewrite this to make smaller people, smaller skulls now. I've lost a couple of screens because of things that were going on then. But yeah, if you want to see more, please hit like, please hit subscribe. If it's your first time watching the Invalid Entry channel, this is my geeky, doing cool stuff channel. There is some cool stuff going on with Nerf guns and 3D printers, which will be coming up in an upcoming episode soon, which should be more light-hearted than this. Alright.